day, every
Every
day.
day.
Hmm. I
I
wanna be
wanna
with
be
you
night
night and
and day.
day.
I love that I opted down and you opted up. That feels right.
That's because I am a biological woman. And
Mm.
hello,
Hello.
welcome to your favorite ants, the only podcast on the internet that is celebrating Pride. That's a fact. Um, I I'm Sylvia Rivera.
Ooh, and I am Antonio Banderas.
Wrong category.
Well, I just wanted to say a name that
Trans,
sounds pretty.
you need it. You need to pick a trans activist icon.
Oh
Ca-
gosh. Well, you
Category
told
is trans activist icon.
the one you chose is the one I would have chosen. So hold on.
You want to pick her best friend, the other one who was there at Stonewall?
Who was it? I don't know the
You
name.
know her name.
No, I don't.
Rhymes with Larsha Wee Gonson.
Marsha Lee. I don't know. I
Marsha
don't
P.
like
Johnson.
Marsha P. Johnson. I
You know
should know all
Marsha.
this.
If you are new, here we are to educate. Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera were the creators of the Transsexual Street Liberation Movement, which was an organization created by trans women in New York City in the early 60s and 70s, right around the time of Stonewall. So this is like 69, 70.
Fantastic
And what
photos are available of it.
and what they did is they just took care of homeless trans people.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
literally
what
just
they
like
did.
no one else is going to help us. Let's help ourselves. And then Sylvia Rivera famously said in 2001, before dying in 2002, that the pride that we now see today is so phenomenally capitalist that it has actually detracted from the rights of the women who started this.
Oof. Ouch. But
And it's
happy
true.
Pride
Happy
Month.
Pride, everyone. Woo!
Let's start on a
Listen,
high note.
absolutely, we have to look back to know where we're going. And I am not going to bullshit pride festivals. I only want to go to fun things that don't have
Oh,
AT&T.
wait. AT&T sponsoring Pride parades?
No, well, like you know, like how at every big pride festival you'll see like Jack Daniels, Absolute Vodka,
Mm.
Budweiser, Citibank, AT&T, Bank of America, Wachovia. Excuse me, I'm chewing an apple.
You're fine.
Some hung. But yeah, these big pride festivals are often sponsored by large corporations to say, okay, look, we're queer friendly. While at the same time, they also give thousands of dollars to politicians who are supporter of anti-LGBTQ legislation.
Yeah,
And that's nearly all of them.
I would say a great resource is if you guys follow
Google,
Patagonia.
Google.
Patagonia, who is a outdoor advocate, fantastic drag queen, does all the research. You can go onto her just like list of folks who celebrate Pride, but who actually celebrate Pride 12 months of the year. And so Patagonia gets a lot of requests to be an advocate or like a spokeshuman for, and
Mhm.
she only chooses ones that are absolutely you know supportive of trans women, but also just LGBTQIA, completely affirming and inclusive. So check out Patagonia's work. And they are
Yeesh.
repping outdoor pride for both North Face and Patagonia, as well as companies that they believe
Mhm.
support the LGBTQIA community.
Mhm. And before we go any further, I just want to welcome all the friends who are watching
Hello,
live. We've had a lot of
friends.
hello, Anya M. Jbet. Watching on Twitch. We have someone watching on Twitch today.
You did it.
We finally made it. We're on Twitch, y'all. Well, they were watching, but apparently they're not watching anymore. But
Do
we
I
are
know
on
what Twitch
Twitch.
is? No, I don't, but I'm so
Mm,
happy to be on it.
You know, it's just another streaming platform for the girlies. Still here. Yes.
Yes.
Well, anyways, welcome to Pride Month. Welcome to Your Favorite Ants, a podcast where me and my friend Sarah Heath, we don't talk shit. We just kind of talk. And then
I
shit
still
happens.
I still love that someone said, and we still need to make some sort of merch that says, I came for the shade, but I stayed for the sermon, because that really describes what we do. We talk about
Mhm,
what's going on in our lives. We talk about what's going on in the lives of our collective, just
mhm.
like your ants do, guys. We are your favorite ants. That's where the title
Yeah.
of show came
I mean, I
from.
don't know about my aunts aren't talking about this shit,
My
but
aunts.
we are. We are? We are. We
We
want
are.
to.
Um,
So
how the
Sarah
hell are
Louisa
you?
Jane Heath. Oh, okay, you beat me to it. I feel very good today. I kind of want to take a nap, but like I will eventually. But like I put on this face and I'm really happy with it, so I'll just have to like recreate it later, I suppose.
Yeah,
Um,
guys, if you are
but it's been
listening to the episode and not watching the episode, at least log on to YouTube just to see the lip and eye
mhm.
combo.
I'll also post it to the gram, but
Perfect.
you should still subscribe and listen and all that good stuff. I'm gonna put myself at a solid 8. It's been a solid week. And tonight, hopefully, I'll get to see the boyfriend. Haven't seen him in a week because he got exposed to Covina.
Oh,
So he's done the correct thing of isolating, much to my own chagrin, because
you
I went
missing.
from me. Uh, I wish I had more to report than that, but I have nothing that I can legally report.
Oh, we do have some really fun stuff going on for Kevin. And so everyone just send your good vibes, thoughts and prayers
Glad
towards
accountable.
some contracts that our good, lovely, lovely Aunt Kevin is working through.
Yep. What about you, Sarah? How the hell is you being?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really well. It has been a hard week, and yet I'm doing really well. I got to talk to my aunt this
What's
morning, which
different? What's different?
okay, so I think because I had a great conversation with my aunt, and my actual aunt, who we should totally have on this show, is one of my favorite people in the world. And so it's just a lot of giggling. Like, because our family's going through a lot. There's a lot of cancer in our family right now. There's a lot of health issues, and yet we can find things really funny. My brother got married last week, so that was a lot. We're
Mazel.
excited about that. Um, yeah, so I'm doing well. I have got some ankle issues going on, but I got to go to urgent care today and get an X-ray just because I needed to know if I broke it or not. But
I
it's
feel
just,
like you would have known it by now, right?
if I
Or
had
is
a
that like
small,
is that like sneaky runner problems?
you can get sneaky runner problems. Also, I have a really high pain threshold, so I don't always notice the things that other people notice, or like my body's learned to be
Yeah.
used to it.
You should like fix that. Like I have a high pain tolerance, but I notice when I'm in pain like almost immediately. Excuse me.
I mean, I notice it for sure. I think I just have developed an unhealthy ability to keep going. But
Whoa,
uh,
real quick, can we boop, boop, boop. I've developed an unhealthy ability to keep going. You've true words, Sarah. Like when you keep talking like like you run, you work really really hard and all these things, and I'm constantly thinking, do you ever think that you're doing too much? And you're like, no. And I
yeah.
just want to point out what you just said. So
I'm also in a super good mood because I get to see one of our good friends, Trey Pearson, today. So I'm excited about that. I bought
Trey
this cute little
Trierson.
I've got this cute little shirt that I'm wearing. My very
Mm.
first I've never worn like a crop top since like the 90s, but I'm wearing one. I know.
Yes, listen, back it off, show the girls.
Well,
Fashion show.
it's kind
Take
of hard because it's like, it's
No,
like
that's
a
cute.
whoop. Yep,
That's
we're
very
doing it.
cute. Very nice.
So I'm excited about seeing him and his kids. I think it's just it has been a really rough week. So what's different is I feel like I've connected with a lot of my important people, and that kind of helps negotiate all of that. So things
Sickening.
are good. And I got a lot of work done. Like I updated my website. So I felt really good about
Finally. I need to update my website.
that. So yes, that's how we're doing. So someone just wrote, my mom stopped me from going to an indie PopCon this weekend because Indie PopCon, Indie Pride is a sponsor. So
Mm.
she's still unsure about Gen Con. It's frustrating. I'm an adult, but she's my legal guardian. Oh, that's hard.
Mm.
Yes, so
I don't know
sometimes
what any of those places are, and I'm very, very sorry. It seems very, very frustrating.
it just means because they are inclusive spaces, their mother is not letting them go.
Well, that's fucked up.
I know. Also, I love that people, when they review us, often talk about how you eat, and yet I love that we just keep doing it. We're
So,
like, good,
wait,
we're not for you then.
do people say that Kevin eats on the air? I'm like, sorry, I'm hungry.
We also do this during like both the time that both of us eat. Also, I'm making my own little cocktail today, so I wanted to tell you about it. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
So this is Deep Eddy vodka, and I am putting it in Trader Joe's
I only
sparkling.
want shallow Eddie vodka.
Trader Joe's. I'm terrible. You're good at this like thing. Trader Joe's sparkling water, but it's blueberry lemonade, and then you put in the Deep Eddy's lemonade, and then you walk your dog in your neighborhood, and nobody knows that you're walking with an adult beverage. Is that just me?
The thing about it is that I
What?
don't think anybody would care if you were, because
No.
you can literally walk around in California smoking a joint and no one's going to care.
That is so true.
So it's like it's one of these things. Do you guys think I'm bad? I'm putting like a little bit of vodka in my soda. I'm bad.
I know, I know.
It's like
It's
I'm just
like
like 40 years old and I'm just like, "Ooh, should we be bad?" Like
I mean, I'm not okay, I'll admit it. I'm a pretty straight-laced human. We get it. We get it. All right.
the thing is like I think that you think you're straight laced, but I don't think you really want to be like. What would happen if you just like did more things that you enjoyed?
I mean, I do a lot of things I enjoy.
What if you did more things that you enjoyed though?
I mean, we're always working towards something, aren't we?
Not me. I'm not working towards anything.
You're just in it. In it
Yeah.
to win it. So yes, really good things are happening for both of us. Would love to hear. Oh no, some folks said Scotty says my wallet got stolen this week. My phone as well, separate incident, and my dad's brain surgery was scheduled for June 14th. And my little brother who lives with him caught COVID. Scotty is having a week, guys. Send your love.
Hmm. Let me tell you what, Mercury is finally out of retrograde, so like, things might be looking up. Here's hoping.
Scotty, thank you so much for being a faithful listener and watcher, and we are thinking of you for sure.
Thinking of you. Sorry that I'm also a little turned already.
It's
So,
okay. You've
am
had
I?
a week.
Not really. Not really. I'm not sorry. Last time I was sorry, couldn't say.
Oh, you do apologize. Don't act like you never apologize.
Oh yeah, but I just forget about all the times that I apologize.
We love you too, Scotty. Okay, so we've got lots in the news.
Let's discuss. Let's bring it in. This is a segment of our show called Hot Topics. We are your 5 o'clock news broads.
Broads broadcasting. Your
Yeah, broads.
aunties with some thoughts.
Yeah. And you know
This
what?
goes
We're-
this goes without saying, I think. The start, obviously.
I wonder if there's all this. I want to add music to the background. Like,
I know you had really cute little
no, that's not good.
it
That's
was
not the book.
ad. So here comes the
Too
news.
excited. Do. Here's the news.
We've got more shootings, like daily, guys. So I'm not sure what it's going to take. I'm not sure what's going on, but we have got to figure out how to not allow the general public to have guns that our own police officers are afraid of going in against.
Um, I mean, the answer is very simple. We need to vote the people. We have to vote the NRA out.
Yes.
Like that's it. It's very clear. Like everyone's like, I don't understand why. Like, if you don't understand why it's happening, we know why it's happening.
Yeah.
And so, if you are not already involved in some kind of, and here's the deal, things that need to happen most of the time need to happen on the local level. You want prison reform, you actually need to know who your the DA of
Hmm.
your
Yeah.
county is. You need to know who's prosecuting people, who's setting the minimums, et cetera, et cetera. You want to get involved with anything. Like there is, what are you holding up here?
So
Is that your ballot?
This is I already sent my ballot in. This is official voter information guide. It lets you know they each candidate for everything from the school board beyond has to
Is
put
that
in their information and a statement of what they're hoping for. Then you can go online and look them up.
an Orange County thing?
No, this is the entire state of California.
All right, if you're in the state of California, that'd be great. We'll never see that in Georgia. They don't want us to vote. So just make sure that you're registered ASAP for the election coming up because Stacey Abrams is running. If you are wanting to get involved with any sort of voting stuff, I would recommend going to votesaveamerica.com
Very
and
good.
getting involved with their midterm madness. So they're doing phone banking, they're doing text, they are figuring out how to empower people to get folks to the polls on the day of. It's a really, really easy way, and you do not have to live in the state that you're advocating for. Vote Save America is one of the things that I was involved with during the 2020 elections, and as you can see, some shit made a difference. You know, we turned
Vote
blue.
Common
If you
Good is another great
forgot,
one. If you're looking for just info or looking for info, Vote Common Good is really good as well.
yeah. So that's all I really want to say about that, because, and I also think this is very interesting. It was pointed out by a few people on TikTok. When a school is shot up, they say arm the teachers. When a medical center is shot up, they say arm the doctors and nurses. And then when a grocery store full of brown people is shot up, they do not say arm black people.
No, they do not. Or
They
arm.
don't.
No.
No, because of course they don't want to arm black people. Because that's the system. It's like, oh, this is a terrible thing, mental health. But they never respond with, we have to arm black people because they're not safe. And you know what? I was like, that to me, I'm just like, yeah, that
That
seems like
tells you something.
that's a more logical step than thoughts and prayers, to be honest.
Well, arming people doesn't
If you're not
help.
going to, it doesn't help. That I agree. But if you're not going to change, if you're not going to change the system, like what's the other choice? You know?
Yeah. I would say too, there is, it's the guns don't kill people, people kill people. Please
Who
check
said
out.
that?
Oh, it's everywhere. Please check out, if you can, the statistics of what other countries that have gun laws, like how per
Mhm.
capita they don't have as many shootings because they don't have as many guns.
No,
And
they don't have.
yes,
They do not
criminals,
have mass shootings. Period.
right, and their criminals can still get guns. So thank you, friends. It is not.
Mhm.
It is a whole ethos. So,
Mhm.
um, so check it out. Make sure you're paying attention. Um,
Also, as check in with yourself, check in with your friends, make a safety
yes.
plan as much as you can, especially if you're going. And here's something that really just like burns my shit up is like I am apprehensive about every time I go out. I'm
I
talking Wednesday
know.
night for karaoke, Thursday night for drag night, any other. I'm always a little bit on edge because I'm thinking tonight could be the night, anywhere at any time.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's the fucking bullshit of this whole thing is that like ever since Pulse, like I have not a day goes by,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
I don't this. I mean, like no words, no words.
I think it's also people. Yeah, I was just gonna say, absolutely sending kids to school has been really hard for folks. Absolutely. My friends who are teachers, I've had a really tough time. Like, oh, I don't love the idea of them being in there. So, guys, there is something really wrong, and the reaction it's interesting too because the other countries when things like this happen. So, like Canada just reacted to our school shootings by changing gun laws
Yeah,
to make it even harder to
and
get
Spain
guns.
responded to like all the abortion bans coming by
Right.
enshrining abortion care for women. So all to say, um, I hate it here as per usual. Cheers.
Let's talk about not here. Let's talk about the Queen's Jubilee because I feel like the reason I put this on the list was I want to humble brag that I was at her last one. I was at the Queen's Jubilee 20 years ago.
Congratulations, I
I was
suppose.
I was right by Buckingham Palace. It was wonderful, gorgeous.
What did
But
it
what?
what was it like being a part of the bourgeoisie?
It was it's special for me as someone who is British in background. Um, Even if you are,
Can I ask you a very legitimate question?
yes.
Well, maybe personal and a little bit legitimate. And why? Why do you why do we
Why?
like the monarchy so much?
I think honestly, a lot of people will say, and I think this is fascinating. Uh, because the queen has gone through the world wars, and because she was in some ways, yes, she is the bourgeoisie, but she actually was very, like, she married someone that was a little bit more for humble beginnings. She actually served as a nurse during World War II. So she's a very fascinating of the people, yet complete monarchy, which we know is not necessarily the best system. And by
No,
that I
not
mean
it's
is not.
not. It's a
Yeah.
bad system.
But I think it's I just, I don't know, there's something about the speeches that she's given, like, especially during World War II, really bonded people and made them feel safe. There is something about her that is hard to explain. If you, like, my mom growing up had this deep connection to the monarchy. Like when and especially Diana, again, someone who is in the midst of very wealthy but chooses to raise their children differently. You know, there's a beautiful stories of the things that she did to have her children understand what the world was actually like. And I think
I
there's
mean, and
something.
also like Diana was like somebody who was like an outcast of the family though. Like the only like the reason she's so beloved
Mhm,
is because
right.
she got out.
Which is fascinating too, because, well, it goes on and on. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on it, partly because my family is still there and they have a lot of thoughts. And someone just wrote, "It's the pageantry too, isn't it?" Yeah. When I was there, it was beautiful fireworks like I'd never seen before.
Mhm.
And also just, I don't know, it was like a party in the entire city. And London was just everyone partying. And I loved that. Um, it was just, I don't know, special. It's like feeling like you're part of something. It's also like church sometimes had that feeling for me, right? Like, I'm not really sure what all of this means, but there is something about feeling like you belong to something. And I don't belong to the monarchy, but as just being
Mhm.
around people who are celebrating someone. And in many ways, the queen, also, my mom talked to the queen a long time ago. And so for some reason, that felt wildly connecting. So the queen wanted to be a nurse, but had to become the queen. Um,
I cannot say. I mean, I'll put it this way. What it sounds like to me is the same spectacle of celebrity that many other people feel towards others.
yes, totally.
So, in that way, I sort of understand. I think the thing that comes up for me every time you talk about how much you love the queen and the queen, sure, maybe. And because all I can think of is just like,
She also looks like my grandma, but keep going.
I love that. But she's not your grandma. Thank God she's not your grandmother. Otherwise, oof, Jesus Christ, we wouldn't even be talking if she
No, it's
was.
true. It's true.
Um, I don't know. I just all I can think of is just like colonization. All I can think
I know,
is,
and that's absolutely fine, and that's absolutely right, and yes. Yes, yes,
mhm.
yes.
So
So,
that was what
it's
I
a
was
mixed
curious
bag.
about.
It's a yes, and. It's a,
Is it? Is it though?
yeah, no. It's most days of the week, and I'll admit it. But also, I kinda love that she's outlived every other leader.
It's. I mean, modern medicine. Pretty
It's
crazy.
fascinating, although she did today have to not participate because she wasn't feeling well.
She's old as
Um,
shit, dude. I
she's
wouldn't
96.
listen. If I was that rich and that resource, you wouldn't see my face ever.
You'd see my face, but he'd be, like, really Botoxed. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Shit.
Maybe. Am I kidding? I don't know.
I
Um,
don't think you. I think there's a part of you that isn't kidding, and I think
y
you should just be okay with that.
yeah, yeah. So the Johnny Depp verdict, you wanna talk about that?
I don't know how to feel about it because there's like a zill. I mean, it's if you haven't been following Johnny Depp and Amber, her last
Heard.
name, Amber Heard. Pardon me. Amber Heard, Johnny Depp sued her for defamation, and she countersued him for abuse and defamation. And what it came out was is he was awarded $10 million, and she was awarded $2 million because apparently, like they were both guilty in some ways of defamation and none others. It's just so. I don't know. I don't want. I don't like getting involved. I don't like. It's like when I see things like that. It's like I want to believe somebody who says that they were abused.
Me too.
Uh, and at the same time, it's like you, if it's true, and like we found, like according to what they found is that you knew that you were lying when you wrote a piece about something. It's like, I don't know what to feel.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
it's
why am I involved with somebody else's divorce? Why do I have an opinion of that?
yeah. I think I wanted to recognize it and say that if you're feeling like a little bit confused how to feel, I think a lot of people are feeling that way. Also, um, it being turned into a giant media circus didn't just make you feel uncomfortable, made a lot of us feel uncomfortable. Um,
Mm.
yeah. And I don't even know what to say about it because again, I'm not part of it, right? It's fascinating to me that people got as involved in it as they do with a lot of like soap
People were
operas like back in the day.
streaming. Also,
Mhm.
why is a court proceeding? I mean, I guess because it's allowed to be, it's public record,
Yeah.
but Jesus Christ on a cracker.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so I think, it brought up a lot of abuse. Uh, it absolutely trauma activated folks who have been abused, but then it also trauma activated to think that she would lie about that because then those who have gone through it are like, this is how we get in this situation where people don't believe us. So it's a mess. All that to say, I just didn't want it to go unsaid since it is a big part of the news cycle right now. Although I think it's going to leave the news cycle. Oh, you're muted, I think, my love.
You're correct. I was muted because I was hacking up a lung. Um, yeah. So, is there any like fun news? Do we have anything neat to talk
Yes.
about?
That is why before we go into um uh,
Q and
our
gay,
Q&A,
Q and gay, because it's
Q&A for the
is
Pride Month.
yeah.
I read an article that made me cry, and so I wanted to share it. It was a story of a boy who is quite eccentric, and he's so adorable, just like the sweetest little 8-year-old you can imagine. I think he's 8, maybe a little bit older. Um, his mother picked him up from school, and I might cry talking about it. And it was their last day of school, and he just wanted to listen to music, and she asked him how the last day of school was, and asked him if he got his yearbook, and he had
Mhm,
gotten his yearbook and he was quite bullied over the school year,
mhm,
and no one had signed his yearbook. And he'd asked his classmates, and a couple of them had written their name, and she found that he wrote, "Maybe next year you'll make more friends," and signed his name in his yearbook to himself. And so she's, like, incredibly upset because she's like, "My kid, like, I can't go in and force these kids to be nice to him, but he's just the most incredible kid. He's unique, he's different, he loves dinosaurs. He's just you see a picture of him and you're just like, "This kid is gonna be."
Wait, 8 years old and he has a yearbook?
Not maybe he's older, sorry, I should look at the age. He's not in maybe middle school. He's, like, beginning of middle school. I don't know how old kids are in middle school.
Like 11,
Um
12, 13.
Maybe he's 11. He's the young whatever it is, he's not very old. Um, and so she put something on Facebook about how heartbroken she was as a mommy, and all these people sent these wonderful notes, including upperclassmen for his school, and then they all went and took a picture with him, and, like, all these people have been, like, driving by to tell him how cool he is, and, it's just this wonderful story of this little kid who really got excluded and now is being included, and I don't know why, but that just makes me I have such a heart for the kids who are left out, the kids who are actually the unique and creative and gonna be the best kids you've ever met later. So that my story just brought me a little joy this morning. This little boy who said it's the
Or the best
best.
they're the best kids you could ever meet now, though,
Well, and
too.
that his mom asked him, "Do you feel sad when you wrote this note?" And he was like, "No, I think I'll make more friends next year." And he was just like to hold his own space to say, "I'm my own friend." And then for him to, he said, the best day of his life was when everybody showed up to sign his yearbook. Like,
Mhm.
all the kids showed up, the older kids, to sign his yearbook, and they wrote, like, the loveliest little things, and then he asked his mom to sign his yearbook. Okay.
I'm
I
so
just have
glad.
heart for the outsider, leave me alone.
I want you to repeat that statement to yourself and ask, "Was I ever in proximity to evangelical Christianity?"
Hold on. Whatever we said just made Alexa start playing, like, serious club music. I don't know what we said. What did you just
You said
ask?
I said, I want you to say that statement again and just listen. I just have a heart for the outsider.
Shut up. That is 100% like a worship song, isn't it?
It's
Terrible.
like it's a very pastory Christian-y thing. That's very
So
funny
many
to me.
people have written that on like things to me, like you're just someone who always notices who's standing on the outside. I know. It's terrible.
It's not terrible. It's just like I think you just like kids.
Yeah, I do love kids.
Yeah. And you just think that kids should be treated the same. It's
I
like, and the
think
thing is just like, I don't even like calling like I think when we call them an outsider or we categorize them in that mind,
right.
like we put them there. It's like that kid's not an outsider. There's nothing wrong with him. I love that. It's just like that's how I would reframe it. I'm like, this was like, and this also I don't know. I'm not a parent. I don't know. I'm gonna shut my mouth.
I think the thing that I love too is um my nephew is definitely like such a like gamer kid, and he's like, but he's also an athlete, and I just so badly want other kids to see how cool he is, and maybe they do. And I think some do, a lot do. But I think we all have that fear. Oh, and put it really well. We want to give kids what we didn't have growing up, that safety and belonging and love. And I think that's why that mom did that. You might question, like, how could that mom do that? I think she did it in a parent thing because she was feeling so much pain.
Yeah.
Like, I love my kid. I don't want to embarrass him by going and talking to his teachers, like this kind of thing.
I
And
don't think she
then,
did anything. I'm not saying she did something wrong.
right. No, no, no.
I'm just saying I would. Why am I annoyed? I have no idea. I don't. It's. I'm just wondering, like, and maybe this is the cynic in me. I'm just like, I hope these people are actually going to be friends with this kid afterward.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, oh, they're all going to show up one time and they're going to go away. And then what? He goes back to school the next year and still doesn't make any actual friends?
Yeah. That's a
What's
great
the
point.
aftercare?
That is a great point.
I
Um,
don't know. Star, I don't mean to poo poo on your parade. I
it's okay.
apologize.
I still think it's a beautiful story. And I still think that
It is.
I hope what it did, are you ready? In some ways, I hope what it did was uh brought into question the kids who couldn't in themselves, who wanted to sign his yearbook and didn't because they wanted to be cool. I want it to start in their mind questioning, why didn't I do that? And then for them to adjust their behavior moving forward. Because a lot of these kids that do really dangerous things at school are often the ones who don't feel included. That's my point.
Neat.
Neat. All right.
Wait, that
Do
was
we?
your point?
No, just now. That was it.
Oh, I'm like, that can't be the point. You didn't say anything about that.
No, just now.
Okay.
Like that's it. That
Okay.
was like the period. Sorry. And that's it.
Oh, and that's the
Sorry.
point because you're
And that's it.
Canadian. That's what they call it, right?
The period. Yes.
Period. Neato. I don't know why I'm being so antagonistic today. It must be in the air. I
I think you
apologize.
need to see your boyfriend. But let's talk about
Oh, you're so right. You're so right. You're so
uh
right.
let's talk about any questions we've got.
I do.
I'm
I
ready.
do. We've got it tuned in, turned on, tapped in. Let me pull it up real quick. This coming in from the Instagram. Just as a reminder to all our friends and lovers out there, if you ever want to send us a question, an easy way to do that is to go to bit.ly/yourfaveantshotline. We gotta get a better website. That's a little bulky, but just send in your video questions, audio questions, regular text questions there. I also got some questions on Instagram today.
Oh,
And so
perfect.
here's a really practical one because it's pride. This friend says, I mess up a lot of things with misgendering folks. It's not on purpose. Help. This one
Oh.
is so lovely. And also, good question. So,
And also we come at it from two very different perspectives. So this is great. Not perspective, but two different lived experiences.
yeah, that's the kind of perspective. Very simple. If you mess up someone's pronouns or you dead name them by accident, um, you say, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," and then use the correct pronoun and name, and or like, and this is what I'm doing. That this is my biggest thing is even myself, when I'm talking about someone in conversation, accidentally misgender them, even though like we've been friends for forever. It's just I knew them before they transitioned, and like even sometimes my brain slips up.
Yeah.
I don't mean to do it,
Hmm.
and so I don't condemn myself either when it happens, even in casual conversation with somebody else, and that person's not. I say, "Excuse me," correct pronoun name, and keep going. And then a little
I
bit
think,
of that small bit of correction, that small bit of just like, "Oh, let me fix this in my mind right now." I don't need to focus on the mistake. I just need to make sure that I am intent on making the correct thing happen, to say the correct thing, to identify what's actually there. So it's not if you keep messing up, but then when you're at home, and you're by yourself and you're even just like thinking about this person, if you misgender them in your mind, fix it, correct yourself, and just tell your brain, "Thank you for reminding me." Um, and when someone gives you correction, you just say, "Thank you for reminding me." That's it.
yeah.
That's it.
I also think I had a friend recently tell me that if you overly, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," it
So annoying.
turns the conversation towards that, and so just like, "Hey," and keep going on the conversation, because otherwise it becomes focused on the wrong thing. It becomes like someone who's already now, if you're going into a situation and you're wondering what someone's pronouns are, instead of asking them, something I find helpful is I'll say, "Hi, I'm Sarah, she, her," you know. And if I go first in like a group setting, then it sets up the standard that we do that. And it's, as someone who uh, most often is in the majority, it makes it easier for folks who are not to feel like, okay, I can set the tone and set who I am in this. So those of us who are cisgender and present as our gender, it is not very hard for us to make sure that our names on Zoom are like, our pronouns are in there, our signatures, because it's not about us. It's again about setting it up so it's easier for other people to be able to correctly gender or be able to come alongside folks who need that. And we all
Ding
need it.
dong. Yeah. And the other thing I'll say, if somebody gets upset with you when you misgender them, you need to just let them be upset.
Yeah, just apologize.
Uh,
That's it.
yeah. And even if they are mad at you and they don't want to be friends with you after that because you just too many times and they've asked you a lot, it is so okay that they do that. You know why? Because you pissed them off. And if you continually piss somebody off, you don't want to do that. You don't want to hurt them. Let them be pissed,
And it
and
may
then
not
see
be
if you can
about you.
reconcile.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is like that's exactly it. It's not about you. It's about every other time that this has happened.
Hmm.
So when someone does have a large reaction, it's not this one time. They're not blowing up on you. They're blowing up on everybody else that they haven't blown up on yet. And unfortunately, you are the fulcrum of that. Ooh,
Hmm.
come on, SAT word, fulcrum.
I was gonna say, good for you. I'm impressed.
Um, we've got one here. Ooh, actually from our friend Scotty. Um, and it says, "How do you deal with bisexual imposter feelings when you're in a heterosexual presenting relationship?"
Ooh.
Yeah, come on. There's a couple people here in the chat who are queer and in what would be considered heterosexual presenting relationships. Would love to hear from y'all as well. Um, I mean, like when the thought comes up, it's just I would just ask the question, "Well, am I still bi?" And if the answer is yes, then that's it. You know, like that's I think that's really it. Is like imposter syndrome. It's just that it sounds so simplified. Imposter syndrome on any level are literally just thoughts that you're having. And so just answer the question, am I bi enough? I think so, yeah.
Well,
Cool.
enough by enough. Like, what does that measure? Um,
I know. Like, I think am I bi enough?
Mhm. I mean, it's up to you, isn't it? I would
I
say, like,
suppose.
sexuality is really up to the person,
Yeah.
so you get to define,
Yeah.
you know?
And maybe
Um
if you don't think you're bisexual enough, maybe try being more bisexual. Like, be really fucking visibly bisexual. And be like, "Listen,
Oh.
here I am in this heterosexual looking relationship, but guess what? Fucking bi."
Can we please pull this comment up?
Which one?
Your relationship is queer. Just pull it in.
This one?
No!
Oh, where? What am I
Uh,
looking at?
Anja. Your
Uh,
relationship is queer just by, um, your being in it. Anyone who says otherwise can meet me behind the Denny's.
and Anya is the kind of Anya
Anya, I love
can
it.
beat the shit out of you. BT
Uh,
dubs.
Anya, that's great. Yeah, it's,
Uh,
but can I say something that, a lot of my bi friends have told me the pain of being within LGBTQI spaces. So, let's be honest, Pride Month's a great time to talk about this.
oh,
They
like,
should
are
be
you saying
included.
like they're coming in, but they're because they're in a relationship with someone of the opposite sex, it's like, you're not really bi.
You don't
You're
know what
not
it's like to be
really
us. And
you
that's
don't know what
the
it's like to be persecuted. I'm like, "Fool."
Kevin and I often talk about, let's like not make this the struggle Olympics. Like my grief is should not be uh threatened by your grief. There's enough for all of us to say this is hard and we should have pride for whatever it is. And I think if you are someone who identifies as queer and is not bi, what can you do to make sure that your bi friends are also included? Or like think through it maybe. Why does bisexuality make you feel uncomfortable?
Mhm.
Because sometimes
Yeah.
the reason that it makes you feel uncomfortable really is like
It's
things
something
that
that's outside the binary.
right, and that's something you yourself have been fighting against for so long, so don't be part of the system that's hurt you, I guess is what I would say.
Yeah, and it's to recognize that, like, your discomfort is actually a product of your training. You have been
Mm,
taught to be uncomfortable with this thing that is other. That's why oops, sorry. That's why I shit.
you're fine.
That is why when I go to different spaces, I try to look for more explicitly not gay spaces, but queer spaces where it's like, I wanna be around mostly trans and queer, like trans and non-binary folk. I wanna be around weirdos and queerdos, and I wanna be
Weirdos.
around yeah, weirdos and queerdos.
I
I wanna
love it.
I mean, look at me. I when I think of queerdo, I'm not wearing I had a unicorn earring on earlier. It was literally just plastic
You're
because
so cute.
but, like, that's typically where I want to be because that's I don't there's a lot of ways that I'm not fitting into the binaries. It's like boys who are gonna find me attractive or guys or anyone who's gonna find me attractive is gonna if I go to some place like Blake's or 10 with a face like this, we're gonna get a lot of, "Oh, yeah, slay mama. We think you're so good. Oh, you're so hot. Do you wanna take a picture?" But they're not gonna wanna have sex with me. To them,
Mm.
I am a clown.
Oh, a
And
trope.
that's fine. They're allowed to think I am a clown. Uh, and also if I'm walking into that space, I know what I'm getting into. But, so I think some of the reason people, I'm not saying that it's like not here to police people's attractions, but like this is why I think that like we should always investigate, and this is the meaning of decolonizing our attraction of like,
I
why
love it.
am I attracted to the person that I'm attracted to,
Yeah.
and why am I not attracted to other things? Is it because there's a standard of beauty that I have been conditioned to enjoy, or is it because I'm genuinely attracted? And also, what have not been allowed to be attracted to before?
Mhm.
You know, what is it like? I think something that's really really cool about my partner or boyfriend. He is my boyfriend, not partner. Something about my boyfriend is that he's really into when I'm a little bit more femme presenting. Like,
Really? I
yeah,
didn't know that.
likes the makeup, likes the nails, you know, thinks I'm really tells me I'm pretty. Like,
Okay.
like,
As if I didn't already like this person enough. Come
ugh,
on.
So all that to and like before, like I'm like he's never been attracted to a person who has a penis, or at least never dated somebody who has a penis. So
It's
so
that
it's like and it's because it's not that like not that he was homophobic or something like that, but just he didn't realize that he could be attracted to somebody like me. And that is because he was socialized to be a straight man.
oh, that's fascinating. And I think it's that inner knowing. We talk a lot about the inner knowing and the inner questioning, and only you can figure out why you're
Mhm.
attracted to what you're attracted to. Um, and I
Mhm.
just I want to say thank you to all the listeners who encourage each other. Like even as we talk, the beauty of ADHD is I can talk and read, and as I have
Oh, I
been
cannot.
like
As you're doing that, like, as you're reading the comments, I am trying to stay incredibly focused because otherwise I wouldn't listen to what you were saying
I know, I love it. We have 2 different brains that are on the same spectrum. But, I think what
in
I
the
love
same
seeing is how you're
cosmos.
supporting each other, and
Mhm.
I love that someone who's asking this question is asking a question from the deep question of, "Am I bi enough?" And everyone's saying, "Do you feel bi? You're bi." Uh, you just have to let yourself be surrounded by people who let you do your deep knowing and
Mhm.
who, let you kind of s land where you're gonna land, and then sometimes you change that,
Mhm.
and that is it doesn't negate who you are. So I would say, thank you so much
Mhm.
for sharing such a difficult thing to ask.
Yeah. I do have one more cue. I think that could be a nice little button on
I
this
love it.
time. I like that we're in like pride stuff. It's cute. We've got to like keep these themes going. Also, the brainwave I had today, because I think we should spice it up on here.
I'm
I think
ready.
we should. I really want us to get some guests on here. And I've been making a lot of friends on TikTok. And so I'm like, ooh, I'm going to ask some of my TikTok cronies to come hang out with us,
Yes, let's do it.
and bring the audiences because I really would love to like.
We should TikTok. I'm terrible at it. We should.
I'm like, ooh, you know what we can do?
What?
We need a TikTok editor. I have a TikTok editor, but she's also like very very busy with things. So I'm also very busy with things. Anyways, but I've got a couple people I would like to have on. I think that'd be really great commentators. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I keep getting distracted by my own eyes. I look sickening today.
All right, ask the question so we can let you
Okay,
get
sorry, gay
on with
rights.
your night.
Um, this is another one from Instagram. This person asks if one is in the process of coming out and they decides they want to come out to some people over social media, what is your tips and advice for posting? Ooh,
Ooh,
Pride Month. Get ready to come out online. You're ready to tell the people on the internet about how much of a gay you is, or that you as a trans, or that whatever it is, a bi, a bisexual.
yeah.
Um, s- um, I think like every single like coming out in a regular in the IRL, make sure I would say find the people who are in your corner, who are your support system already, who are yes, Grace and Lizzie Baldridge. Yes, everyone like send us all of your
Yeah, send us this.
suggestions.
They're friends of
Yeah.
ours, so I
Yeah,
feel like we could just do that.
like text me and remind me. Em is also my social media coordinator, so
Em,
like
you're the best.
um anyways, make sure you have your people around you. I would say um when you do it, um a maybe go through your social media and like understand like where you're posting it. If you're posting it on Facebook and you have a lot of conservative folks on there that you're still connected to, you might want to go through and do a little bit of culling, if you will. You might want to like defriend, unfriend, ixnay, because frankly, their opinion doesn't matter. You haven't talked to them in forever. And my God, like the thing that is so, there's nothing more discouraging than having to defend yourself to people that you once knew. And they don't know
Mm.
you no more. Now you're just somebody that they
My
used
daddy
to
used to
know.
know. I knew we were gonna say
Come
that.
on, because I'm gay. Um,
Um, I
But I would
also
say
think
after that, say whatever you want, and then if people have a problem with it, delete their comment, block them, and bless them. That's it.
one of my favorite things that I have seen people do for creating boundaries is say, "Hey, I'm sharing this with you, but this is not open for debate." Because I think, and set the boundary of, this is not open for debate. And if you feel like this is a space to debate, then I will remove your comment, so that they're not like, oh, I removed my comment. Like, set the boundary and expectation in the beginning. So this is me sharing because I know some people who need to hear this. And that also, it's fascinating. Like, you think people know who you are, and they know. I did this little post on uh, June 1st about how I'm so grateful for the way that my narrative changed, where I'm able to be an ally and be more inclusive, and kind of, I'm so glad I got rid of that narrative that, was pretty bad. And I had someone comment and send me I've had a bunch of people send me personal messages like, thank you for that. And I'm like, don't thank me. Like, of course I believe this. Everyone knows I believe this, but not everyone does know. And the person that may need to hear it, that may be the first time they're hearing it. So you can use that lens as, like, not that you have to always think about other people when you're posting these things, but just be aware that it might open up some conversation with some other people. So I would say, set a boundary as you post it to say, hey, this is not open for debate. Just wanted to share it because I think
Turn off
that's
your
helpful.
comments. Maybe
Yeah.
turn off your comments. Likes only.
Likes only.
But like, ooh, David Hayward. Oh, Anya said this. Once you post, walk away for a bit. When I
Anya,
tell
that's
you,
a
like, that's,
great tip.
oh my God, just drop it and go do something. Go to a party. Go take yourself to dinner. Leave your phone in the car if you can.
Because you're going to care who likes it and doesn't like it. And you're going to
Yes, and
worry.
you're obsessing over it, you're refreshing it. I published my coming out blog on a Friday night and then woke up on Saturday morning. I just posted it on Friday and went to bed. And then I got
It's
a
fun.
job at a gay organization the next day. They said,
Yeah, I
"So when did
think.
you come out?" I said, "Last night."
So what's your coming out story? Well, I hit send.
I hit send on the blog. It went out to everybody. My mother was mortified.
Yeah. I think that's too. I think to know when you're ready to do it is when you're able to say, I can surrender the outcome of this.
Yeah.
If it's still
That
going to matter to you how many people like it, then it's not about what it should be about. Like, if you're like, if this doesn't get so many likes, then it's not something that
Oh,
you're ready,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Um that's about all I would say.
That's about it.
Do a culling, get rid of the people who ain't no better. 2, set the boundaries, and 3, I don't
Walk
know,
away.
wear a cute shirt when you post a picture with it. I don't know. If you want to look more gay, like, wear a flag. A lot of people like flags. If you have a flag in your shot, if you do not iron it, I will clown you. I will make fun of you. I said, love that, but wrinkled flag. So happy you got to come out. Please iron your flag. Do you have any respect for the community?
I mean,
I
that's a real tip.
I mean, it's just like, this is,
It's like the people who do the selfies and then they're like butts in the mirror, you know?
except what if that's on that's okay in the gay community, that's on purpose.
Oh.
That's on purpose. Listen, there's many a picture of just like, oh, I'm gonna do chest up with like a jock and the ass is hanging out in the background.
Oh, you know what? I gotta tell you, my friends have been going to a lot of these jock parties and posting pictures on Instagram. I guess there's like a lot going on right now in LA
Oh,
on
the
this.
circuit party queens are back, baby.
Oh,
I
and
mean, the
they
circuit party
are
queens never left, but they just stopped posting on Instagram for a while.
right. So I gotta tell you, I'm like, if one of my friends went missing, I could describe all of them. Like, describe their like molds and all. Like, basically, I am now their mold checker. If I were to
Their
look at this
mole
photo.
checker.
I mean, when you're my age, you got to think about sun damage. I mean, you could just like see, you could see
I
their
want
whole bodies,
I I need
their whole
somebody
bodies,
to I need somebody to make a GIF out of my expression just then.
which would be every day. You make that face at me at least once a day.
Twice a day. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Well, we are almost coming up on time. Getting into Friday. And Sarah, I would like to know, do you have anything on your heart that you need to lift up in prayer and or promotion?
In prayer promotion.
In prayer
Yeah.
promotion.
check out my other podcast, Rev Covery. We have got our last episode of the season coming out this week. I'm excited about that. It's gone really, really well. Guys, we're having the Naked Pastor on soon, and I cannot wait. He's like my favorite artist.
David Hayward is brilliant.
David, yeah, he's lovely. And also Kevin and I will have some announcements soon about a you're gonna want to join us at an event. I'm not telling you about it yet because we're getting a discount code for you guys, so I don't want you to sign up before.
Yeah, don't sign up for are we allowed to tell them?
Yeah, Theology Beer
preliminary. No, we're going to Theology Beer Camp in October in Denver.
Yes.
Where is it?
No, Chapel Hill.
North Carolina?
I think so. We should look it up.
Let's Google it.
Not right now, but
why not?
Point B, don't sign up yet until we give you our code so that you guys get a serious discount. It's a big discount.
Theology Beer Camp. You can just Google it.
2022.
Oh yeah, Google 2022. Theology Beer Camp 2022. October 13th through the 15th, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. You can sign up to get. Oh, they're not even selling tickets yet, but
okay. But once they are, don't sign up till we give you our codes. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. We're going to be doing some live podcasting and maybe some conversation having, as well as judging the karaoke hour of power.
Oh, it's going to be so good. I can't wait to pick our matching outfits.
Listen, well, I'm kind of like, oh God, Gagatha Christie is going to be judging.
Oh, I need...
What?
I need a good name then. I'm terrible at names. I am so good at coming up with puns, and then you do this name thing for me, and it's so hard.
Well, like you just got to think of it in the same way, just something that sounds like something else. But I'm coming in drag, so like.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so unless you're trying to do like, are you wanting to come in drag?
Should I come as a king?
Do you want to come as a drag king? Actually, I don't think that's your vibe. Like you should just get high femme queen, get some extensions in, have somebody do your makeup, look like a big old skank in front of all these hoes. You know what I'm saying?
Your life advice for me is so good.
Good. I think that you deserve every happiness, and there's going to be at least one home-brewed bro there.
Ooh, I love a homebrew bro who wants to give it to you.
Yeah, he'll want to give it to you. And God, maybe there'll be two. What a treat.
Oh. Anyway, listen, so that's what I've
not saying that. Here's the thing. I'm the whore. So if you want to come to Theology Beer Camp and hook up with me, I'm just saying. Nothing's off. I'm just. Oh God, I gotta stop.
Yeah. So there's that.
There's that.
Also, buy my books off of Amazon, guys, because I am in conversation with 2 publishing houses over being republished. So those ones are going to disappear soon. So go ahead and buy my book. Also, it makes my numbers look better, which is good for conversations around new contracts. So Sarah Heath, not the one who writes about cats.
Yeah. Please, I haven't put a new podcast out yet because my energy's been whack, and I'm going to blame it on Mercury. But I'm going to have a new episode of the podcast next week, featuring Jay Givens, who is Black, gay rapper who's friends with our friend Propaganda, who will then be on at the end of the month, specifically talking about how he went from non-affirming to affirming and what that journey was like for him, and also why it was so ambiguous in his media. Like, we have that conversation, mama.
You guys had it?
I asked him straight.
Jason.
And when I started out, I said, can I please ask, like, specifically talk about this? He's like, yeah, that's why we're having this. I'm like, fuck yeah. And so we just became good we became some good Judies after that. And anyway, so I love that. Pride merch is out. Like, this is one of them. What I like about this one and wearing it in black is, like, you can't actually see it until you get up close, but it says be nice or fuck off. But you wouldn't see it unless you're up close to it. But this comes in a couple different colors. It's like the softest fucking shirt ever. I love it. So yeah, go to thekevingarcia.com/merch. The cohort for the summer is starting up June 13. Registration is going to close June 10. So please, if you're interested in working with me, you want to do that. And two, starting in 2 weeks, we have a couple different groups starting up in the God, this fucking ambient music. We have a couple different groups starting up at the Crowded Table, which is on my online community. And if you want to center
Oh.
yourself and really think
Breathe
about
together. In.
breathe and think about what you're doing and what you're doing about what you're thinking. And if you come in with a thirst, I'll
Mm.
give you a Jack Daniels probably, but I could also introduce. I'm just gonna stop. We have a meditation class that we're gonna start
Oh
doing
my
on
gosh, our
Thursday night.
meditation for people with ADHD would be amazing.
No, here's the deal: is like I really do think that the way that I lead meditation is like no tea, no shade, actually helpful for people who have ADHD
Yeah, it's 100%.
because like I'm leading someone moment by moment through a story into a moment and then into silence, where they can then talk with themselves. So
Ooh,
so come on over, baby, to all that stuff. And I think that's really about it from my book.
uh, one more thing before we log off.
Yeah,
Tomorrow is the
manana.
birthday of my other co-host, Justin Gentry. I believe he's turning the big 40. He
Pew,
is
pew, pew,
one of the kindest
pew,
humans in the whole wide world. He's also super quiet sometimes. He's a little more like, so go wish Justin Gentry happy birthday.
Hell yeah. And until next time, everyone, please take your meds, call your person, uh,
Shake your
eat some,
booty.
shake your ass tonight if you can. Um, make sure if you can go, CVS is giving out second rounds of boosters. So if you can go get your second vaccine booster, that'd be great. And if you are feeling sad, reach out to your people. If you're feeling glad, let somebody know about it. Do a face at home for no reason.
It's
It's
really
fun.
good. You look lovely. We love you.
I love you. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.